So now let's talk about the picture quality of the C6K. One of the things that has really impressed me is the colors really pop. Then another thing that I've noticed with this is there is no like dirty screen effect. That means that the backlight is doing its job. So the local dimming is really good. So with that, the picture just looks mwah. Like you just love the picture that's coming from this TV. Especially, we'll be talking about the price later. So when it comes to the picture quality, the colors really pop. I've not seen any dirty screen effect, and also I've not seen the halo effect, because I really hate that. Like that used to be in the previous model, so you'll see like this halo on top of someone. So that one is taken care of when it comes to this one. So picture quality so far, especially with SDR content, perfect. Now let's talk about HDR. HDR is where most TVs struggle. And the app that will make you notice that your TV is not good enough is Amazon Prime. And having tried out like different HDR stuff, like you can see there are all these half-watched stuff. This was me just testing the TV to see how it performs, and HDR just looks really good. And I'm surprised because with 1000 nits, I don't know why I expected it to somehow really still struggle, but what I've noticed is the detail, like the skin, the color tones, the skin tones, that is, look perfect, whether on HDR or SDR. I'd forgotten that also. On SDR also the skin looks really good. So yeah, I've tested out different series on different movies on Amazon Prime, because it releases its stuff on HDR, and I've really enjoyed it. So I can say like this is for anyone who's always wondered like why do TVs push this HDR thing. This would be the TV to test that out with. So yes, HDR really good. I've not also watched anything where I felt like it was too dark, because to be honest, I feel like any TV pre-2024 that had HDR was lying to us. The HDR was not popping. But with this, looking at the price and looking at the performance, I've really loved HDR. And as I said, I've tested that mostly on Amazon Prime. But if you were to go to Netflix, on Netflix, of course, the Dolby Vision looks really good. So that is something else that has really impressed me. But with most TVs, the reason why I didn't talk about Dolby Vision first is with most TVs don't struggle with Dolby Vision as much as they struggle with HDR. The minute that you put HDR and you see that HDR10, the picture becomes too dark and you can't enjoy it. When you have shows like Ozark, for example, they become too dark and you can't enjoy them. But with this TV, there is no point where I felt that the TV is too dark or the TV is struggling. So that's one of the reasons why I really love this TV. The picture quality and the HDR performance. So when it comes to color and clarity, I know I'd mentioned, I think the easiest way to judge color and clarity is skin tones. And I feel like whether I'm watching white people or I'm watching black people, I'm watching Asians, at no point have I felt like the skin tone is unnatural. I felt like that has just been perfect across the board. So this is one of the most surprising thing about this TV. And as I keep saying, like I've taken this through the ringer. Like I've really tested a lot of stuff. So color and clarity, I love that about the TV. And I feel like one of the things that I also appreciate is the local dimming. The local dimming is so good that normally if you're standing in front of an LED TV and you're at this level, the color just looks pathetic. But this one, you still appreciate it. You see, I can't play a lot of stuff because, you know, copyright reasons, but I can guarantee you even right now as I stand like this, when I'm looking at the skin tones, they look really good, and there's a lot of detail that's also coming from that. So yes, that's one thing I've enjoyed about this. And you can actually see, like if you've owned an LED TV and you end up owning this, you can actually see that this is a mini LED TV, because that local dimming is working really well. There, as I keep saying, there's no dirty screen effect, there's no halo. Even in the subtitles, I've not seen any blooming. So that has really impressed me. Yes, and this is the show to test your TV with, Ozark. If you can watch Ozark and still enjoy it on your TV, then it's a good TV. And if you watch Ozark on the C6K, you're going to love it. So what's one issue that I have with the picture? The issue that I have is somehow I've discovered that if I use the native apps on this TV, the picture looks good, looks really good. But if I decide to use an external device like an Apple TV, because the Apple TV is what I've tested this with, the picture is perfect. Like the picture just jumps. It gets, I'd say, up to 70% better. Somehow the bright scenes become brighter. Somehow the HDR just pops even more. So that's one thing that I'd want to know, like why when I use the native app, the picture is really impressive, but as soon as you put in, like you're getting your image from a streaming device, the picture even gets much better. So with that, what I can say is the TV is really good. Like if you want to enjoy this TV to the maximum, make sure you're not just using the native apps, you're also using a streaming device, and you'll just see the difference. That's something that has amazed me. I've never seen it on any TV, or maybe I've never been that keen, but with this TV you'll see the difference between using the native app and using a streaming device, specifically the Apple TV, is day and night. So yeah, picture quality perfect, and yeah, if you want to really enjoy that perfect picture quality, make sure you get yourself a streaming device and then hook it up to this beast, and you'll enjoy every second. So now let's talk about audio, and the audio on this TV is crazy, man. It's crazy. Like these speakers, because it has a 2.1 on-Q sound system, and one of the things that I noticed is I once tested an older model of TCL, and it was one of the first models to have like the on-Q speakers behind, and there was a certain level of distortion that if you cranked up the volume, the speakers would rattle. But I think with time, because this is like maybe the third or the fourth generation where they've used the on-Q speakers, this is perfect. You won't even notice that it's on your wall, because with the others I'd crank up this thing and then I'd hear that rattling and it would really annoy me. But with this I've been really impressed. Yeah, so the on-Q speakers, if you don't have like an external soundbar or something, you're going to enjoy this. Like the minute that you crank up the volume, that I'd say that by the time I was reaching level 6, the whole room is full. That's level 6, and don't forget this goes to a level 100, so I've not been able to push the volume to 100, but what I know is for any average sized living room, this TV is perfect. And yeah, of course a soundbar would be different, or a home theater system would be different, but this is sufficient. This is sufficient and very impressive. The music, if you're listening to music, you can really feel the bass and everything. So yes, the 2.1 on-Q sound system has also made this TV even much better. So the on-Q 2.1 audio system has made this TV much better than its predecessors. So now so now let me go back to something that I think I should have talked about first, and that was the operating system. Of course, this TV operates on Google. So let me talk about something that I should have talked about way before, and that is the operating system. So this TV operates on Google, and the best thing about Google is, according to me, it's the best OS for any TV. It's first of all easy to work with, easy to manipulate if you want to manipulate the region that you're in. And this TCL, look at it starting, reminds you QD-MiniLED, and then it's Google TV. So yes, it runs on Google TV, and you can do anything that every Google TV can do. So for example, you can of course talk to it, where you can all you need to do is say, hey Google, and then that pops on the screen. Hey Google, open Play Store. So you see, you can just talk to your TV, yeah, and you can enjoy it. So you can put your different apps on this. This also supports Plex. If you know Plex, if you know, you know. And yeah, as you can see, like the app store that I'm using here is the American App Store. That's why you can see things like Fox. I think if I was to come here, I can, because another thing with the, of course, the Google being the OS is you can install a VPN. So mine has a VPN, and like the sky's the limit when it comes to enjoying your TV if you have an OS like Google. So if there's a reason to get this TV, if you want a TV that you can install your own apps and everything, of course, the TCL C6K runs on Google. So that's a big plus. And yeah, let me also talk about the remote. I really like this remote. It's a little bit different from the other one. So even the shape that has been, the shape has been changed. So yes, and yes, it's plasticky, but it still feels like real quality. And you have all your shortcuts, the Netflix, the Prime Video, YouTube. And yeah, I really love it. It's different. And yeah, it's a new remote. So I've loved using this. I've not felt like, and I also feel like it does not get smudged like the other one. The other one used to be shiny, so your fingerprints would be all over this. so I felt like there's that also. Yeah, I really loved this one. And the HDMI ports are on which side? I think this is on my right side. This is where the HDMI ports are, and you have 4 HDMIs. You also have your Ethernet, so if you want to like get maybe faster internet when you're streaming, you can just use an Ethernet cable. So yeah, I've not felt like I've lacked anything when it comes to this. Of course, one of the ports is EARC. That means it's an audio return channel, so if you connect it to your sound system and everything, you're going to enjoy. And then another thing also about the connectivity is right now the HDMI control on this Google TV version is perfect. So even if you lose the remote to like one of your devices, as long as you've activated being able to like control your stuff using HDMI, then it becomes really simple. That's one of the things that I've really enjoyed. Like the HDMI control on this one has been perfect. It's really been perfect. And like I'd lost the remote to my Apple TV, and I was able to use it, just use it as normal, you see. So that's one of the things that I also love about this, that the HDMI control this time has been upgraded, and it's really good. So yes. So last but not least, I know you're wondering, what about the price? The price to me right now, if you're to ask me, this is the best, most affordable TV, if that makes sense. You can get a 55-inch for around 67,000 shillings. 67,000 shillings, that would be around maybe $500. And you can get 65-inch for around 95,000 shillings. 95,000 shillings would be around maybe $700, maybe and $30. And I don't see any TV that beats this at that price. Don't be lied to by the brand name, like maybe another brand name. No, at that price, this TCL C6K QD-MiniLED, really good performance. As I told you, you won't hate it while watching HDR, because HDR will make you hate a lot of TVs, and you also don't get that dirty screen effect. There's no halo. There's like, this is the best TV for this year. Like last year, I recommended the C655. This year, I'm saying the C6K. I don't think there's any TV that beats this at this price right now in the Kenyan market. So yes, that's one of the reasons to really get this, the TCL C6K. So as I conclude, what can I say? If you have money to spend right now, you want to enjoy your movies, you want to enjoy your TV shows, you want to enjoy anything you're streaming, then get yourself the TCL C6K. If you are still not 100% sure, this is what I'd say. Get it and then add a streaming device to it, and that's just going to push the image quality a notch higher, and it's going to make you really enjoy this TV. But yes, I have no complaints about this, the TCL C6K. I wished I could play you some of the videos that I've been watching, but I can't play based on copyright reasons. But as you can see, as I said, the OS, you know, Hulu, and you can see even Paramount. Like very soon, Paramount is going to be showing this, what is it called, UFC. Get yourself this, man. You'll be able to watch your UFC with perfect quality. Paramount plus your VPN, and you're sorted, you see. So yeah, this is the best TV in its price range, and my recommendation for the year 2025, TCL C6K, the champion TV 2025. Peace.